4 a.m., the calm over Boston University snapped. Without fanfare, ICE teams moved in, silent, coordinated, and ready. This was no random sweep. It was a planned strike that caught the entire campus off guard.
How can they just take me away? Where's my freedom of speech?
Those taken in had no chance to call home. No shot at a last-minute lawyer. It was fast, clinical, and by the book for anyone familiar with immigration enforcement priorities.
Down, hey, down! Down, get down!
Protests lit up the streets within hours, but ICE didn't flinch. They stayed focused, knowing many Americans were watching and thinking. Finally, phones rang unanswered, lawyers couldn't get in, and ICE kept moving. Critics called it extreme, supporters called it long overdue. Either way, the operation didn't slow down for anyone's opinion. ICE agents poured into dorms with calculated precision, clearing hallways and securing rooms before word could spread. Students never saw it coming, and that's exactly how ICE intended it.
We have children right now in America scared to death to go to their own graduate.
After the raid, dorm rooms sat abandoned, laptops still open, books left mid-sentence. Many of these students were in high-demand STEM fields, but visa or not, law is law. Over 1,500 foreign students were removed in minutes, escorted out in cuffs, deportation orders already in motion. No drawn-out process, no endless appeals. For ICE, the mission was simple: act fast, act decisively.
To allow their classes to move online amid student concerns over the ongoing immigration raid.
Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we have an amazing story.
ICE raid Boston University. In about 4 a.m. in the morning, with no warning sign, ICE teams stormed the school. The raid was so silently coordinated by ICE. This strike caught the entire college off guard. Let's watch the next clip and see how ICE pulled off the raid.
Just like past crackdowns that made headlines, this was a warning shot. If ICE can pull off a raid this big, this clean, in the middle of Boston, they can do it anywhere.
Fox was able to get exclusive access to ICE's elite team in the sanctuary city of Boston.
By sunrise, Boston University dorms were unrecognizable. Empty halls, buzzing rumors, and very silent. Here comes the next clip. Let's see why the college was unrecognizable and what the supporters and non-supporters are saying about it. Let's dive into the story.
Sunrise, the campus was unrecognizable. Empty halls, buzzing rumors, and a heavy silence. For supporters of the raid, it was proof that ICE could still operate at full strength under Trump. Lawyers prepared lawsuits. ICE was already planning the next move. Once the door's been kicked open like this, it doesn't close easily. The ICE memo confirmed this wasn't random. It was a targeted sweep aimed at specific countries. For some, that raised questions. For others, it proved ICE was doing its homework and hitting where it mattered. Detention centers, the message was clear. If you're here illegally or abusing your visa, you're not staying. Conditions were tough, yes, but that's the point. Detention isn't meant to be comfortable. Before dawn, ICE fans rolled in with lights off, surrounding dorms like a military operation. Every step was planned to keep targets inside until agents were at their doors.
Just come to my school, wherever I'm at, tie me up, make me get in the car, go with them, and just send me off to who knows where.
What's most telling? Evidence suggests some university staff helped keep the operation quiet, disabling systems, hiding logs. That means this wasn't just an ICE move. It had silent partners.
Did you hear that? I thought as much. Evidence has proven that some of the Boston University staff helped to keep this operation quiet, disabling the system, hiding the logs. This means this was not just an ICE move, it had a silent partner, which turned out to be some of the university staff. Unbelievable. Anyway, let's hear from the students right now on how they're dealing with the trauma, and the American Patriot are asking why the students.
Night, and I'm doing bar prep, but all I can think about today is all of those people who were rounded up by ICE.
So, why these students? ICE's reasoning was tied to national security. They didn't have to give specifics, and they didn't. Some call that secrecy. Others call it operational security.
We gave you a visa to come and study and get a degree, not to become a social activist that tears up our university campus.
When asked why, ICE gave the kind of answer that drives critics crazy. Ongoing national security concerns. No specifics, no proof, just a wall of silence. But behind closed doors, it was clear this was targeted. Many detainees came from countries already on America's high alert list: Iran, China, parts of Africa, and the Middle East. Immigration attorneys called, and for those who remember the 2020 ban on Chinese grad students in sensitive STEM fields, this raid felt less like a surprise and more like history repeating itself.
We are calling for full due process in this case and are seeking answers about ICE's policy that has led to the identification and arrest of university students with valid legal status.
The real impact wasn't in the headlines. It was in the phone calls families never got to make, and the understanding that when ICE moves, it's already too late to run.
If you apply for a visa to enter the United States and be a student, and you tell us that the reason why you're coming to the United States is not just because you want to write op-eds, but because you want to participate in movements that are involved in doing things like vandalizing universities, harassing students, taking over buildings, creating a ruckus, we're not going to give you a visa. If you lie to us and get a visa and then enter the United States and with that visa participate in that sort of activity, we're going to take away your visa. And once you've lost your visa, you're no longer legally in the United States, and we have a right, like every country in the world has a right, to remove you from our country. So it's just that simple. I think it's crazy. I think it's stupid for any country in the world to welcome people into their country that are going to go to your universities as visitors. They're visitors. And say, I'm going to your universities to start a riot. I'm going to your universities to take over a library and harass people. I don't care what movement you're involved in.
But here's the thing. This sweep wasn't just about status violations. It was a message. U.S. campuses aren't off limits anymore.
Happening at universities that terrifies me most, that I did anticipate more than the crackdown on free speech, was the abduction and taking away of people walking.
Behind every statistic was someone who thought they were untouchable on a student visa. That illusion ended the moment those boots hit the pavement.
Morning, the ACLU of Massachusetts has joined the legal team of that tough student who was detained.
Attorneys rushed to call the raid illegal. ICE didn't blink. They've heard it before, and it's never stopped an operation this size.
Parents get caught due to the immigration that's going around and them going to schools and waiting for graduates and their families.
This wasn't just about Boston. Reports suggest other universities could be next, meaning the fear and the enforcement is spreading. Congress jumped in with closed-door inquiries, but so far it's all smoke, no fire. Leaked memos floating around hint lawmakers are haggling behind the scenes. No timelines, no answers for rattled students. Meanwhile, legal groups are gearing up. Will BU or ICE face a wave of lawsuits over alleged rights violations? Civil liberties orgs are quietly collecting statements. And Boston immigration attorneys are telling students to document every encounter. Administrators are bracing for court if class actions land. On social media, it's a full-blown panic tutorial. TikTok, Instagram, how to deal with ICE, privacy lockdowns, paperwork double checks, group chats to flag anything suspicious. And ICE? They're not waiting on Congress or campus hashtags. The field ops keep moving.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the U.S. will begin revoking the visas of some Chinese students. He made that announcement tonight, saying the restrictions will focus on those with connections to the Chinese Communist Party or studying in critical fields. There's right now about 270,000 Chinese students studying in the U.S. That represents about a quarter of all foreign students in the country.
Dozens on scholarships. Even some with pending green cards were sent out. Harsh, maybe, but ICE's job isn't to gamble on who might follow the rules later. It's to enforce the law now.
This 2017 decision by the state's highest court, which says Massachusetts law provides no authority for court officers to arrest and hold an individual because of a federal immigration.
Rights groups demanded explanations, but ICE doesn't answer to activists. They answer to the law, and the law was on their side here.
Agents took a parent into custody today outside a South Bay elementary school. It happened during morning drop-offs near Camarena Elementary. The district superintendent confirmed the arrest didn't happen on school property. In fact, he sent a letter tonight telling parents and staff that its campuses are safe when it comes to immigration enforcement. It says, that statement that is, says that they have strong protocols in place to prevent unauthorized access to their schools. This includes limiting access to law enforcement officials who are not permitted to interact with students unless there's an immediate threat to.
At the end of the day, this isn't about politics. It's about enforcement. If it can happen here, it can happen anywhere, and that's exactly the point.
Now let's jump into the critics. My advice to the foreign student is, this is no longer the America that we used to know before. If you're a student, stay in your lane. Do not turn to an activist or join any group to protest, because your visa will be revoked, okay? And the report has said that this is not just about Boston University. It could happen to any other college. It's going around across America, students being deported. As you can see in this video, about 1,500 foreign students were deported in a minute. They didn't have the chance for their lawyer to advocate for them. The whole thing was already set up, and once you're being caught, you're being shipped out. For ICE, their mission was simple: act fast and act decisively. Phone rang, no answer. Lawyers could not enter, and ICE kept moving. Critics call it extreme, supporters call it long overdue. Either way, the operation did not slow down for anyone's opinion. ICE agents poured into the dorm with a calculated precision, clearing the room and the hallway before the word could spread. The student never saw it coming, and that is exactly how ICE want it. Right now in America, some students are even scared of attending their own graduation. After the raid on Boston College, the dorm room stand abandoned, laptop still open, books left scattered. Visa or not, law is law. Like I said before, over 1,500 foreign students were moved in minutes, escorted out in cuffs, and deportation already in motion. Those students were asking, where is their freedom of speech? And those students taken has no chance to call home. They have no shot for a minute lawyer. It was fast, calculated, and by the book. For anyone familiar with immigration enforcement priorities, protests lit up the streets for hours, but ICE did not flinch. They stayed focused, knowing the Americans are watching and the law is on their side. I'm also giving a shout out to all the students out there. Stay focused, stay safe, hoping that one day this will all end and it will get better. Of course, I will not forget to give credits to the content creator of this video who made it possible for me to complete this project. At the end of the day, don't forget to do what? Subscribe, comment, like and share this video. Until next time, and thank you for watching.